What's up, my gamer guys and gals? Your boy Light Gamer here, recording a ISBL Season 2 Week 6 team preview video for the Georgia Granbulls, coached by PokeXam. He's a pretty solid coach. We faced Season 1. It was either playoffs or one of the last weeks in the season. I don't remember when, but he has a pretty strong team. He has Gracium Z, Mega Ampharos, Heatran, Toxapex, Smeargle, Tornadus, Hitmontop, Vanillix, Tapu Bulu, Necrozma, Aerodactyl, Stubble. So he has 10 threats. Each one of those Pokemon are very annoying, very scary in their own right. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. But I am ready for it. So start off with the build. We have Uniclus coming once again. Our Uniclus is really good because it can beat all of his stall Pokemon. It beats, it beats a defensive Heatran. It beats defensive Ampharos. It beats Toxapex. It beats like a defensive Bulu. It beats some kind of stall Tornadus or anything like that. Anything like that. Any kind of stall or any kind of this thing can be not only that, but it handles offensive Mega Ampharos. It handles offensive Heatran too. It can also deal with Necrozma if it's a special set. It can't really deal with it if it's physical. I'll have to gauge there. Hitmontop, it can 100% gauge with Hitmontop. It's just a really good Pokemon this week. It's got 220 HP for leftovers number. It's got, and the special attack is so I can always, I think at least 2-hit KO Heatran, even if it's max Spadef. So which is pretty good. I don't think I 2-hit KO Toxapex, which sucks, but I can stall it out. I have Magic Guard, so I always win that. Next up is Terrakion. Just a really amazing Pokemon this week. 2-hit KOs everything on his team, I believe. Which is really solid, except defensive Necrozma. That's the only thing. If you're on some kind of defensive Necrozma, and Hitmontop as well could be a problem. Because after Intimidate, I don't 2-hit KO it with Rock Slide, I believe. Taunt is because if I see Smeargle, I really kind of want to lead Terrakion and not let Sticky Webs get up, because that forces a Rapid Spin at some point, and that could give him like a free setup turn on Necrozma or something like that. So I really don't want that. So if I see Smeargle, I lead Terrakion basically and click Taunt 100%. If he's Mental Herb, he's going to get up the hazards. Oh well, I can't do anything about that. But I also need to be careful of some kind of Sash Endeavor counter quick attack thing. That could be very annoying to deal with. In general, I really don't think I want to deal with it. The speed has enough speed to outspeed everything except Aerodactyl and Choice Scarfers. They got speed. He's a really slow team. Well, he's got Aerodactyl, Tornadus, and after Tornadus, his fastest mon is I think it's Vanillix. So he really doesn't have any speed. He has to run a Choice Scarfer this week. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm dealing with here. Like, actually, I don't think. Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, it's because it's base 101. Yeah, so it has enough speed to outspeed almost everything on his team. So, pretty lit, pretty lit. Next up is Katana, aka Weavile. I wasn't sure about bringing Weavile this week. Um, in hindsight, it still might not be a good idea. But it's just so good. It's just so good. Pressure, so I can, kind of chip recovers off of Toxapex. Not that I'm not pickpocket or anything, but it's just there. Ice Shard. This Pokemon can late game sweep, and also deal with like things like defensive necrozma and shit. Basically, that's what this thing is doing. It's adamant because it doesn't need to outspeed. It doesn't need to outspeed Aerodactyl because I one shot it with Ice Shard, like just straight out, which is amazing. I can also deal with Bulu. Even any set of Bulu at 2-hit KO. Toxapex is really annoying, but knock off those leftovers. It's going to be a lot easier to stall out. Heatran, I 2-hit KO with Low Kick. Tornadus, I think I one-shot with Ice Shard. Vanillix doesn't really touch me. I mean, it has Flash Cannon, so I don't know. This Pokemon's just really good for his team. If I can identify their sets, I can play around them, and this thing can just smack something. Like, he can only bring in Toxapex so many times, on a... It's like this, like, a max defense Toxapex takes like 40 to 50% from knockoff. Now, obviously, the next damage is going to do like 30%, but that's 70%. I mean, I guess it'd be better to look at it like this. If Toxapex switches in on knockoff, I go for Icicle Crash the next turn and have a 20, is it 20 or 30? I have 30% chance to get a flinch. At that point, I can just click either crash or knock off and finish the job. In which case, he has to switch out, letting me knock off or crash something else. So he really can't. He really has to be very careful. He has to keep Toxapex healthy, and that's if it's max defense, which is pretty crazy. And without leftovers recovery, he's got to click recover a couple turns that he wouldn't want to normally. So it's gonna be very hard for him. Next up, we have max defense Blastoise running Rapid Spin, Ice Beam, Dark Pulse Scald. Now, Blastoise having Blastoise coming is kind of important because, like I said, I outspeed most of his team. I don't see him bringing Trick Room necessarily, but I could see him bringing Webs. That said, I do have Primate, and Primate can very well remove or counter his webs very easily. Damn, I'm thinking about. I might switch out Primate for a member of the team. That's a tough one. That really is tough. I don't know. We'll see. If I end up doing it, I'll let you guys know. But this thing also handles physical Necrozma as well as Choice Band Aerodactyl, which are both problems to deal with. Also handles a Hitmontop, a physical Tornadus. It deals with Heatran 100%. If Blue gets choice to get a non-grass move, I can deal with that too. Pretty well. So yeah, Blastoise is just a good utility member. Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, it's called. Next up is one of my favorite sets this week. Is Assaultless Latios with Draco Meteor, Psyshock, Earthquake, and Power Poison. Now, this is a really clean set. Draco Meteor, Earthquake. All right, so Draco Meteor is just so I can smack things. A lot of things are 2 KO'd by it. Psyshock is for things like Toxapex, Hitmontop. They both are 2 KO'd by it, believe it or not. Let me check it real quick. Blank set. No, we don't want Mold Breaker. We want no Modest. Come on. I love whenever I go to record, calcs don't like to work with me. Drink over here. No. Jesus Christ. That's why I try to get these done beforehand, but I forget calcs, so. Alright, to max defense Toxapex, Psyshock is always 2 hit KO. Not always, but it has a good chance to 2 hit KO, is what I should say. On top of that, Draco Meteor has a good Psychic. I think Psychic might be a better option. Because it's guaranteed to hit KO. What wouldn't I want to click Psychic on? Or Psyshock? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to leave it Psyshock. Oh, shit. I'm not mod at 152. Why did the calcs change? I don't know. See, this is tough. I don't. Yeah, Earthquake's not doing shit. I kind of want Psychic because it always guarantee hit 2 KO. Whereas Psyshock does not after leftovers. Well, if it's a bold Toxapex, it's a roll. But most likely, I'd have some damage on it. So, like, Psyshock is better for the rest of his team, but Psychic, we're gonna leave it Psyshock. And just call it a day. If it bites me in the ass, it bites me in the ass. Anyways, I'll go ahead and explain this set. So, I have nothing for Choice Band Tapu Bulu. Nothing. If he gets in Tapu Bulu on something that can't kill it or something, it OHKOs everything. Max or 2 hit KOs everything. Max HP and max attack, adamant, choice band, Tapu Bulu, and grassy terrain is like nearly impossible to deal with. Nearly. I literally have no switch-ins. I thought about bringing Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat is 2 hit KO. Bulky. If it's not bulky, it's straight up okay. I thought about bringing what was another one? Regirock, max HP, max defense. Regirock is base 200 defense. Max defense is still 2 hit KO'd. I literally had no switching for it. It was a pain in the ass. It's really scary. So Latios became my answer. What happens is I switch into Latios on that 36 bold, and I am 2 KO, but I'm always faster than Adamant. If it's not Adamant, it doesn't have. If it's Jolly, I still outspeed it, so it doesn't really matter. I outspeed Jolly. I outspeed Jolly Blue, and I have enough HP to live any 2 hit. So basically, what I would do is I switch in and I hidden power poison and kill. 100%. Now he'd probably swap out, which would suck, but and see, it's not that big of a deal because if he's Adamant Choice Band, then things like Terrakion or Kitana just come in and kill it. Just come in and straight out kill. Wait a second. I don't know if Terrakion does. That's a good question. I might not be able to run Taunt. I might not be able to run Taunt. Jesus Christ. Stone Edge is a 2-hit KO, but that's not what we need at that point. Yeah, I'm gonna have to run Poison Gem. I don't like it, but I have a way of dealing with the webs if they come, and they probably won't come in general. But anyways, so next up is another pretty cool member of the team. Is Kakashi, aka the Excel Core, and his job is to deal with PEX, Toxpex. It's 100% his job. This guy is supposed to go in and turn one and maybe set up spikes or something. If PEX doesn't come, then that's basically, it's like this. Final Gambit is for Toxpex. I can take 30 damage. I can lose 10% of my health, and I can still Oko Toxpex with it. The speed is so I outspeed Jolly Blue, by the way, in case I need to get a hit on it or something. Because more than likely I'm going to U-turn, lead this thing in U-turn. I would like to get spikes up. If I don't see Toxapex, then I can go ahead and spike up or something. I don't really need this thing at full HP, and I can use it for like Heatran or something. But if I do see Pex, I have to play very careful with this thing. Because Terrakion can 2-hit KO it, and so can Latios, but even if I don't see Pex, like this thing can be very useful for just nuking something. Like Blue's max HP is 70, so I could literally put that thing in range of Ice Shard with with maybe even a U-turn, but I don't know. It's very tough. This really hasn't been a great team builder, but I'm tired, so you're gonna have to deal with it. I think in reality, what I see coming from his team is I definitely see Tapu Bulu, Toxapex coming. I think he should also bring Hitmontop. I think Choice Scarf Heatran should come too. It's very good against like Tarak or Whimsicott or Togedemaru, Regirock, Latios, Weavile. It's just a really good mod. So choice, if I see Heatran, I'm going to predict it to be offensive. To be honest, I don't think Smeargle should come. So what is that so far? I've got Bulu Pex, Heatran, Hitmontop, um, he should also, I don't know, maybe Necrozma should come too. That, but other than those 5, I definitely see coming. His 6 Pokemon's kind of up in the air though. He has to be very careful though. If he doesn't bring Necrozma, even if he doesn't bring Hitmontop, I'm gonna have a field day. Because that means Terrakion and Weavile don't really have any kind of switch-ins. If he doesn't bring Toxapex, like no shit, no Toxapex, no Hitmontop, I win. Pretty much right there. Because I can just get Weavile in and always get a kill. Same with Terrakion, really. So those are the 2 mons that really